exercise number 38. My name is Jem Johnson, and today we're going to talk very specifically about how to run in winter. So in the past, I had a whole series of videos on how to train through winter, how to tweak your training over the colder months, and we're getting down to some really cold weather at the moment, and I thought I'd do a follow-up film based on what I said in SSS number 28, which is how to tweak your training through winter. Today is much more specific, and we're talking about the most popular exercise in the world for people who are trying to lose weight, which is running. Running's great. I'm a passionate runner. I've always been into running. Running is something that anyone can do. You don't need fancy equipment, and it's one of the best things you can do for your long-term health and for your weight loss goal. The thing about running though is that it's really hard when the weather is bad, right? When it's raining and it's cold, that's the biggest challenge of all. So here are some actionable tips on how to run through these colder winter months in Melbourne. Number one, get yourself warmer clothes. I've got like a whole running kit designed for winter because you want to stay warm, you want to have the whole thing, yeah? There's specific jackets that are designed for it. You can get things to warm your ears, you can get running gloves, which is a good one because your hands get really cold. And once you buy that equipment, you're much more likely to use it. So I've got obviously a summer running kit, which is totally different to the winter running kit. You want to have both. Skins. Skins are amazing. Skins are great because they wick moisture away from your body. And it's very important to remember that even though it's cold, we're still going to sweat when we go for a run. And when we sweat, we don't want that sweat to sit on our bodies. It's going to freeze, literally. You can get like ice. I've had ice on my skin before. The sweat will freeze and then it'll just make you in a really bad place. And that's how people get sick. So invest in something like skins. They keep the moisture off your skin, which is really, really valuable. Another good actionable tip is to invest in a team. Try to run with people. Try to get a partner on board or a friend on board, or join a running club, or sign up for an event. I'm all about events. It's hard to go for a run unless you have an external goal or something outside of yourself. So sign up for a running event, you'll find that you run more. It's a great, strong way to get you moving through winter. Also, I have to take tissues everywhere because my nose runs when I exercise. It's very common. Exercise can induce a runny nose. It's something to do with the airways and so on. In winter it's even worse, so if you're going to go for a run consistently, start carrying around little packets of tissues and throat lozenges. How common is it to go for a run and your throat to hurt because you're breathing in so much cold air? So bring a throat lozenge, which leads me to my next important point, hydration. I'm all about hydration. You have to drink water, even when you're going for a run on a cold day. It doesn't feel like you need to drink water, you know? It's cold out and you're not dehydrated, or you don't feel dehydrated, but remember that thirst is a bad indication of hydration levels. So drink water even though you don't feel like it. It's good for your throat. Cold water is quite soothing on your throat, well, it can be. But also you need to stay hydrated because you will sweat even if you feel like it's cold out. The other thing is bring clothes with you that you can leave behind, say in your car, or dress in layers, because you don't necessarily want to finish your run and then not have any clothes, because if you go for a long run, then you're going to end up somewhere a long way away and you're going to get home, and if you don't have any clothes to put on at that point, then you're in trouble. So my advice is to, you know, it seems a bit silly, but it might be a good idea to drive to a park, leave your jacket in the car, go for your run, and then after your run you're going to go back to your car to put your jacket back on. Or this is what I used to do, dress in layers. Just wear lots of jackets, you know, skins, and then a singlet, and then a little jacket, and then a bigger jacket. You can take them off one by one and tie them around your waist. Now, let's look at actually in the run. The first thing you should do is a warm-up. Always do a warm-up. Make your warm-up extensive if it's cold. For me, I foam roll at home, and then I do dynamic stretches, always dynamic stretches first, static stretches at the very end. Never do static stretches before exercise, especially when it's cold. So it's foam rolling first, I do that indoors, then dynamic stretches, which I might do outdoors, and then do a little jog, do some neuromuscular activity, if you know what that is, neuromuscular activation drills, using resistance bands and so on, and I do a lot of specific calf raises before I run. And once your muscles are all fired up, then you're going to start light, don't start at your highest intensity, build yourself up. After the event, you've done your whole run, you must do a cool down. It is dangerous to finish running, jump in your car and drive home. You're going to make your muscles tighten up, and you're going to make your blood, and more importantly the lactic acid that's pumping through you, it's going to pool, and that causes lots of damage. So lactate pooling is really bad. After exercise you must do a cool down, which is as simple as run for 10Ks or whatever you're doing, and then walk for 5 minutes. Yeah? Doesn't have to be super complicated. Just don't stop and sit. If you stop moving and you just close up all your muscles and you sit down and you stop your muscles from moving, then it's really bad for your recovery and you may find that you're sore. You don't want to be sore. So, at the end of our run, we're going to walk for a bit and then we're going to do static stretching. Hope that's clear. There's lots of information there. The actionable content is to wear warmer clothes, bring tissues, bring lozenges, join a running team, sign up for an event, stay hydrated, remember to drink lots of water, invest in skins are great, and always do a warm-up and a cool-down. Good, done. Next. If you've enjoyed this episode of Sunday Sensei Says, please check out my website, www.theurbanjunglegym.com, or check us out on Facebook under Melbourne Fit Club.